Welcome to episode 6 of Momentous Doge. Live by the clock. Die by the clock. So, this week we are playing against Average Dave again. This is obviously going to be explicit because I can't control my mouth. So, you've been warned. This week I'm playing Blacksmiths and 1,000 fucking tokens. So, I don't think this is the team for me because tokens are not my favourite thing. My favourite thing, however, is beer. This episode is brought to you by the reasons I don't drink beer while playing games normally, because I'm not very good at it. So if you have available in not New Zealand land Garage Project beers, you should check them out because they're really, really good. And they haven't sold out yet, which is uncommon. So, Dave is playing Engineers here for the first time. I'm playing Blacksmiths for the first time. So this game is going to be garbage, except for that kick by Aloy. That was fucking amazing. Not often do I get the perfect scatter, but there you go. This is only barely in range for velocity to pick up at all. So, obviously Dave just starts off with Ballista shooting Aloy in the face. That's the thing. Forgot that happened. So he elects not to push here. Probably trying to keep Aloy in range, just in case. This is fine. I'm sort of measuring a bunch of shit out here. Going first with iron to bump everyone. And then Dave sort of goes for... This iron play was really dumb of me. I should have pushed everyone sort of apart from each other, or at least gone with some way to mitigate the AoEs. But I haven't actually played against Ballista and the gun line for a while. Dave going for the most obvious of the Engineer's plans, and it turns out obvious is not always bad. Sometimes it's just a really good first turn. So he's going to go later with Hoist and hammer me as well. But because I'm shit, I won't have learnt my lesson and moved far enough apart by then. Because reasons... I don't really know. I have no justification for this. It's just atrocious, to be honest. But yeah, so that happens. I do manage to get out of the blank 4 influence hole though. Ferrite forgets to dodge iron, but does get into Ballista and generate some momentum. So Aloy can stand up. This is... if I hadn't been able to sneak this one out, I think I might just have been rooted. I did have to go for the iron push, the acrobatics dodge, and the feat to get me there. But it does also give me the feat on the rest of my guys, although not iron. So that they can maybe get far enough away from the scrum of engineers that I won't be insta-rooted. Ferrite in the box is 3-3, so she's not as worried about being deep in their lines and just dead as she might be. Especially given he's sort of committed to the guns plan at the moment, which is fine. The momentum race is likely to be quite tight unless Dave starts spending, which he is not forced to do, but he does want to do here, especially given that I have the free Shoomerang to knock people down as well. And Ferrite being in the box, so it makes me feel a bit better about not winning that turn roll if I need to take non-momentous stuff. This is where we learn the true power of Aloy and how fucking dumb that model is. This model may as well be named Shark, but better. Holy shit. He has all of this stuff. Dirty Knives just randomly, why not? Momentous Dirty Knives. Momentous Dirty Knives. He picks up Reach, Anatomical, whatever the fuck he wants. He's got extra shit from Hearth. This model seems aggressively good. And he is, to be honest. He just really is. So yeah, Aloy sort of does his magic, and even gets the Back to the Shadows, just cause. My end of the turn here is pretty decent. I go here for the glide and sprint to smash Ballista with the boss lady. Ferrite's captain, obviously. let's not go crazy. And then I sort of realized, oh, he's going to die from the poison anyway. Just drown my clock here, thinking about it, and it doesn't actually matter. I take the kill him instead of the momentous push or whatever, just to generate momentum. They both generate one momentum, so there's no real reason. I probably could have just gone for, I don't know, a tap on hoist or something instead. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So yeah. So Velocity's stranded over the side there and can't actually get in to score the goal this turn. Which is, like, even better. Like, how could that turn have gone better for me? I sort of, at this point, Aloy is extremely low, though. I think he's on, like, 1 or 5 or something. He took all those guns straight to the face and then went in. I'm pretty sure he's on 5 because we did heal. I really need to make sure we put that app in the screen more. So you might be able to see in the top left hand corner, I've got a tablet there with a handy dandy app Nick wrote us, which works on any device. It's web based, gbh.nic.ng. And it mirrors between 2 players' devices, so you can both see all the cards, all the health, in real time. It's easy to use, and it just makes playing games much more civilized. We had a bit where we had to play with cards for things that weren't added yet, and we would forever be like, oh shit, what does that guy do? Tap the thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, you got a card hanging around? But yeah, back to the game. Brought to you by Bad Decisions. So, Ballista coming back on. Yeah. Yeah. So, this game is sort of... it's weird. I managed to take out his captain, and I'm still not feeling ahead. Blacksmiths, this lineup that I've taken is especially prone to it. There aren't, like, outside of Aloy, there isn't that much damage. And even though I'm up 2-0, having killed his captain, it just doesn't feel like I'm super far ahead. Ballista just sort of rolls back in, does some shit. Ferrite does get a sweet counter-attack disarm here, so Ballista can mom tackle, but it doesn't really do anything. All it does is give Ferrite the opportunity to mom tackle him back in her activation and sort of dirtle around, score the tap in here. I feel like this might have been a mistake. Like, maybe I should have loaded influence like differently here, so Ferrite could have gone later. This sort of feels like she's an amazing snapshot turret of 4-8 in the, like, tap-in range. But I don't really have a lot of influence left on the table after she goes. And that's sort of a symptom of taking Ferrite as the captain for the feat. And then just overloading her, I think. With only 12 influence and not all of it actually doing things, it can get a bit, like... You can be running on fumes a bit, and it probably doesn't help that I put too many influence on Aloy up the top there, who's just sort of playing with velocity in the middle of nowhere. It's not ideal, but, you know, this is sort of... We're learning. You may have noticed that we're learning on clock, and I am already 9 minutes down. So, yeah. Reading all these models and fucking around with tokens. not my favourite thing. My iron turn 1, I sort of got greedy and bumped everyone, and then he's left stranded on the starting line at a natural 4/6. It then becomes really expensive to impetus and run him back into the actual game in the middle. So that sort of feels like something I need to watch out for playing Blacksmiths in the future against or for. If you can sort of shift the fight away from iron, having to put 2 on him just to get 10 inches back into the fight, if you stay out of 7, it's just too expensive. A charge costs you 3 influence. That's a quarter of your team's influence. Not scoring a first turn goal also seems like it hurts them even more than Honor. Honor can sort of afford to dirtle around and wait with some countercharge activations, and most of the Masons are quite resilient, whereas Blacksmiths you sort of need to be aggressively protecting your apprentices, forwarding your game plan. And this is especially true into engineers, where they're very clearly going to outlast you, especially the robots team. So Dave here is sort of playing a ball-y game. He's not keeping it out of the game, and I sort of feel like that might have been just something that he wasn't as aware of, that Blacksmiths in this configuration, at least against the engineers, I really don't feel like I can kill someone unless they trip into it. Ferrite getting a really good opener against Ballista and then Aloy there, that sort of felt like it's the anomaly. I get to set that up pretty easy turn 1, but later in the game you're going to have a lot more opportunity to disrupt me, and I'm not entirely sure that's repeatable, if you know what I mean. So here the ball has scattered and it ends up on Bolt, I think. Scattering off Colossus and intercepted by Bolt. That's not really ideal for Dave. If it had been back there, that's sort of dead ball and he gets to grind his way back in. I'm on 6 and he's on 2 at this point, I think. So it's a bit subpar. This sort of middle scrum gets a bit rough for me. Here I just run iron back in, dick around a bit. This just seems like more garbage. So I end the turn here with Horse Pony just doing some shit. And it sort of reinforces to me how much I don't like the scoring Blacksmiths team getting sucked into a death ball. The Masters are quite resilient, and I've got Iron as the apprentice that's in here, apart from Bolt. So it's not like they're going to die, but you're not accessing the full suite of abilities here, with Horse Lady being able to do the run and ride by, or Iron actually getting good pushes. So getting stuck in the gravity well, far from ideal. Here rolling into the next turn, I sort of go for the out that gets me the furthest into this game. So we take the Mother Free Strike and just don't give a fuck. Don't have the ball, don't care. And we sort of swing for that tackle on 3 against Hoist. Tack 6, this isn't unreasonable. We get it on the second try, and then kick it in to Ferrite with a snapshot. But Ferrite misses that snapshot. So I feel like if I'd hit that, this game is pretty much over. All I have to do is hunt down Ratchet or Ballista again. If Aloy gets lucky up there, he might actually smash down Velocity, but it's not, very likely. Missing it, that puts that ball way too far away for my liking. Really not a fan of it. And I'm down to 13 minutes. That's atrocious. Like, that's just not enough. Is that 13 minutes or 3 minutes? I can't tell. Yeah, so this is... That's this game starting to slip away from me. I got greedy and went too far all in on that. I could have just taken the dodge with Ferrite, gone for the cover, and then made Ballista like maybe attack me and kick it away. But as it is, like that ball is very far away. Thankfully, Aloy is on the case, and that guy is fucking nuts. So he can hit velocity, hit the double dodge, acrobatics, run, and kick. That's stupid. That's stupid. So Aloy, yeah, we just score there. That's fine. This speed out of the Blacksmiths is sort of what I feel like you gotta watch for. Aloy's kickoff is so dangerous. It's like Vitriol 2.0. And I had a lot of trouble with Vitriol. Aloy's easier to disrupt with guns, as we saw with Ballista, because he's a 4, not a 5. But that late game from Aloy is so much better. Admittedly, he's a fragile guy, but with Back to the Shadows, like, oh, whatever. So Dave takes the kick out here. Using the scrum quite well. I'd sort of forgotten that Colossus has Stoic here, but then I remembered. Awkward. It would have been nice to push him back towards Ferrite, but that's not going to happen. So yeah. Whoops. This Engineers team is like, I really enjoy playing against Engineers, but I don't like it. There's so much just like no's, so many like things that just turn off what you want to do. And the tough-hide, man. These models are basically unkillable. So you're left hunting Ratchet over and over again. And like Dave's Ratchet placement like might look a bit aggressive here, but he's in the middle of all those guys. And there's a lot of melee ranges going on. And these are Blacksmiths. Like, I can't just leave apprentices there. They die. I mean, I'm down Bolt and Ferris already. So it might be 10-4, but I'm going to struggle to get this. So what's going to happen here is Ferrite is going in on Colossus. And because I'm not a smart person, I forgot to leave an influence to kick with. So instead of kicking over to the fast ground where Ferris and Bolt are going to come on, I just end up with it on Ferrite. And it's not really where I want to be. I'm not even like on cover or anything. It's just unbelievably garbage. Like, I do get my goal influence this turn, so I'm like up to a 14 influence Blacksmiths team. And that, I feel like that's pretty dangerous. You sort of start to be able to get your like technology for free at that point. And it's not so bad. So going into the next turn, I sort of feel like I don't really have a lot of agency. I'm just sort of going to have to sit and take it and hope Dave fucks up. I'm on 5 minutes, so I don't really have like a lot of ability to craft plans. Shout out to dickhead Dan Riker. Clock is the #1 win condition in Guild Ball. Maybe it is if you're shit or you're playing a brand new team. But like, what fucking moron actually thinks like most of the games in Guild Ball end by clock? Maybe for all garbage they do. So here, this game is going to start to get resolved. So yeah, things are happening. Ferrite gets knocked down by a deadbolt, and the ball scatters. And that's pretty decent scatter for Dave. He manages to what we're doing here is we're widgeting out whether Ballista can kick to velocity, and he can't, which is unfortunate. If Dave could kick over there, I'd be in some shit. because the only really accessible models are Colossus and Hoist. If we know anything, it's you should never try to kill Hoist, especially with an inf strap team like Blacksmiths. That's not ideal, really. So instead here, he's just sort of going to run around the edges. He's going to kick, but he's not going to, like, this isn't going to go so well for him. It's going to go miles off, and but due to how tangents works, it gets snapped to hearths. Snapped to hearth. This might actually be worse for me because there is no way Hearth can kick to anyone. She's crowded out by like 1,000 guys. I don't really want to kick to Iron, who's also engaged. That'd just end up with it on one of his guys and give him the opportunity to kick it miles away again. So instead, what I decide to do is play like a real idiot. So he may have Hearth locked down, but thankfully you can kick to space out. I'm probably not going to get the reroll. Well, at least I probably shouldn't get the reroll. So what I do here is I kick the full distance, just in case, like, oh, I don't want it to scatter short. That might be so bad for me. Instead, it goes the full distance. And ends up behind my goal line. So not only is it far away from Dave, it's too far away for me to get it. And that's just super shitty. Like, if I'd kicked it a bit short, that roll would have been perfect. Iron could have gone pick it up and kick down the back of that box. And that box might have sort of stopped Dave having easy runs. But no. I'm greedy. And you get what you deserve when you're greedy. So even with the reroll, which I did get, it just goes to the same place. And that's basically the most miserable thing in this game, apart from how oppressively good Aloy is. I'm also down to 2 minutes. And this is sort of where the pressure starts to get on. I only have maybe 2 plays left before I start to clock out. Dave may only be on 4 points, but that only gives me 8 activations. And some of those are probably going to be dead ones, especially Hearth in the middle there, if I have to roll around to the next turn. I don't think, even with Ferrite having 5 and Aloy Iron having 2, that I'm actually going to get like someone like Ratchet did. That's highly unlikely. So I have to make a plan here on low time investment, which is not the easiest. What we do is we sort of do a dodge, charge Colossus for some momentum, and we take the get over here dodge from Iron to pull him closer. This isn't the ideal plan, I don't think, but it's a plan. Like, I have to get that ball, and I have to get it over to Ferris and Bolt without using up too many clock points. I've tried to make my my last 2 minutes as useful as possible here. So while Dave is thinking about what he's going to do, I'm just sort of mapping out where Iron's going to move. Because I need the one to kick, I can't impetus. An impetus run and a drop might have actually been smart, but I sort of want the extra distance if I can get it. I'm just gambling it doesn't hit that box. Oh. Okay, yeah. So I didn't want it to go that far up because it had hit the box, and even if the path didn't go over the box, it sort of gives Hoist access to the ball. So I end up re-rolling, and it goes a bit far down for me. I don't really love that, but it does allow me this sweet Ferris and Bolt interaction here, where Ferris runs, picks it up, kicks it to Bolt, who dodges onto the fast ground. Like, I thought about this for way too long. Then Bolt kicks to Ferris, takes the dodge, takes the dodge. So bolt kicks to Ferris, tutelages for I'm open, and then gets the dodge off that to get him in. That, like, this is some ropey bone sword jank, but you know, if it comes off, that's fine. So yeah, that was a good game. Props to Dave. Don't complain about my pronunciation of Aloy. I played 1,000 hours of that game, and it's just stuck in my head now. So I guess we can deal with it, right, guys?